I'm literally gonna talk about summer books when it's been raining the whole day. The past few days. There is no summer here, but we're gonna talk about them anyway. Hello and welcome, lovely people. Today, I'm gonna talk about summer, about the warmer weather, the vacation, the less stress, and just all the movies that give you so many ideas of what you can do in this time, only for us to just end up scrolling up on our phones. But one of the things that I do is I end up reading certain specific books more, and it's generally like romance novels, books that are set in summer. This clearly has nothing to do with the marketing of the book industry that seems to push romance novels around this time. Nothing. I'm totally not falling for it at all. I clearly do all the time, but I do really enjoy reading those books, and for me they're now kind of tied into the summer season. So I'm gonna talk to you about some books that I'm gonna read this summer, and they're generally more romance novels. The first one that I am going to read is We Were Liars by Lockhart. You've probably seen it around. It's this book. Story is set in summer about a family on vacation, private island, lies, intrigue, summer vibes. Sounds probably wrong for this book to say it like this, but I mean, they're on vacation, on summer break. So that's what I mean with summer vibes. Yeah, no, I've seen so much come by, and I've even held in my hands to buy it, and I just never really felt like really up for it. So when I was compiling this list of books that I really wanted to read this summer, like my to-be-read list, I feel like this is the time to start reading it, and I'm excited for it. I hear so many good things, like so many people are just raving about it, so I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, so when I initially filmed this part, it started raining really bad and it totally messed up the audio. So the book that I discussed was Pho Love Story by Liefs. I'm hoping I'm saying it correctly, but if I'm not, just let me know and I'll definitely keep practicing. The story itself is about a boy and a girl. They both work in their own family's restaurants, and they have like a big feud going on after years. And after years, these two meet. So they might start falling for each other, they might not, and obviously the whole feud that like complicates a lot of the things. And to me, it just sounds like very much like Romeo and Juliet story, but then without the tragic ending and with delicious food. So like, what more could you ask for? So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. Another like romance novel on my to-be-read list for this summer is The Flatshare by Beth. I've heard a lot about her. She does a lot of like more romance novels, like feel-good romance novels. So it is about like person A who doesn't have enough money to get her own place. She moves in with person B, and they kind of share this apartment. I think what makes this story so interesting is that she works days and he works like nights and weekends. So they never meet. They only communicate with each other through notes. And it just sounds really interesting. So they start falling for each other through these notes. And this could either end like really good, like they really start falling for each other and then they're just get upgraded from flatmates to like being a couple, being lovers, or it just can be like really dramatic and they can just keep pining for each other, or one is pining for the other and the other one does not happen. And yes, just give me that. Like, I don't know how it's gonna end. I hope it's gonna end good, but it's gonna at least make me feel good. This romance novel. That's an awful joke. Like, really bad. I'm sorry. I have one more romance novel for my summer reading list, and that is One Last Stop by McQuiston. I wasn't necessarily sold when I started reading the synopsis, because it's like rather cynical. It's about this cynical girl who moves to New York City, partially to prove how much life sucks and that there's nothing special to it. And then on the subway she meets this girl, Jane, like very old school punk rock, and as I understood she kind of saves the other girl's life. Like the girl on the subway saves her life and kind of intermingled, and she's like really into her. She gets kind of develops like a crush. And I just thought to myself like, okay, I've read like a few very cheesy storylines already, like I don't know if I'm here for it. But then I read the next line, and that is, and I just need to grab it, which is, she discovered there's one big problem. Jane doesn't look like an old school punk rocker. She's literally displaced in time from the 1970s. Now, that sounds fascinating. Like, yeah, great, give me like this classic love story, but sprinkle in some time travel, and I'm sold. I'm sold. Like, so as this needs to be added. So I'm definitely gonna read it this summer. I think it comes out like next week from when this video comes out. If you spent any time on BookTube or Bookstagram or BookTok, you will have definitely seen this book come by, and that is the heart-wrenching, mythical retelling, beautiful written Song of Achilles, written by Madeline Miller. And I really went after, I was like, I have to read this book. It's like mythical story, it's people are raving about it, I need to get it. And then I didn't, because when I scrolled down on that page, I saw that the same author also wrote a book about Circe. Now that made my 10-year-old Greek mythology nerd heart sing. Like, I needed to get that book. It's been on my bookshelf for a few months now, and it looks beautiful, and I just really want to read it. So I'm putting it on the list to like really make for myself clear, you're gonna read it this month. You need to get out and start reading this, because I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if it's gonna be as like heart-wrenching as some of the other people have said about the Song of Achilles. Some people say it's as like sad. Other people didn't feel like it was as big. Obviously I haven't read the Song of Achilles, so I can't really make that, you know, can compare them that well. But I'm looking forward to it, and just like to learn and read more about Circe. Like, that already makes me very happy. Lastly, I'll be reading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm really looking forward to this. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I mean, just to follow the life story of like an old Hollywood starlet, where she talks about all the scandals and ups and downs and everything that she's kind of been through, and how it all intertwined with like her 7 husbands, and also the journalists that she gets to interview her. I'm very curious about it, and you know, all the intrigue and mystery, and to like slowly learn more about a person just really fascinates me. So yeah, I was like, and I really want to read it. I'm also going to read some other books this month besides the ones that I've mentioned in this video. Some of those books are going to be tied into future videos. For example, I'm going to do multiple videos about Dutch classics, so I'm reading those. The first one will probably be up end of June. And yeah, if you want to see what I think about the books mentioned in this video or any of the other videos that I've planned, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment below about what books you really want to read this summer. And yeah, oh yeah, and give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. It really helps out with YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! Is it weird that I like generally read these books like are tied into seasons? Does anyone else do that? Or am I just like the weird one? I mean...